It is my honor and privilege to moderate this event. My name is Naomi Ndele, and I'm the head of SME and Agribusiness. And on behalf of KCB Bank and KCB Biashara Club, I welcome you to this very first webinar of 2023, themed MSMEs, the engine driving the Kenyan economy. So some housekeeping rules just before we start the session. Ensure that you have good connectivity to follow the event smoothly to the end. And if you have trouble hearing or seeing a speaker, kindly leave the meeting and rejoin using the same link. On the extreme right of your screen, there is a show Q&A icon. I encourage you to use that section to engage the speakers, to share your comments and questions. And I encourage each one of you to participate, and let's make this webinar as engaging and interactive as possible. And now I welcome the Acting Managing Director, KCB Bank Kenya, Mrs. Anastasia Kintai, to deliver her opening remarks and welcome our guest speaker. Karibu, Anastasia.
Thank you so much, Naomi. KCB Group CEO, Paul Russo, EXCO and GMC members present, our dear customers, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is such a joy to be here this morning to interact with you, our customers. I want to begin by thanking you all for entrusting us with your businesses and for allowing us to be part of your journey. I acknowledge the presence of our group CEO, Paul Russo, who will be speaking to us on the operating environment, the emerging opportunities, and on the plans that the bank has to support you, our customers. Thank you, Paul, for sparing time to be with our customers, to listen to them and engage them. Our dear customers, our group CEO only understands the language of customer obsession, speedy execution, and a positive culture. We are all behind him to make this a reality, and he will be speaking to us about this shortly. This forum, which we have themed the engine driving the Kenya economy, gives us a unique opportunity to shine light on how we can promote and sustain our local enterprises and the various tailor-made products that we have for the entrepreneurs. It is indeed in such sessions that we get to put our minds together and brainstorm on various ways to improve and network as entrepreneurs. We recognize the key role that small and medium entrepreneurs play in our economic development, and we therefore strive to support this sector with every necessary tool that is required. This is why we incepted the Biashara Club platform and continue to roll out more initiatives to walk the journey with you, our beloved customers. Access to finance and innovative products has been identified as a key barrier to growth for MSMEs in emerging economies. Worldwide, MSME represent a core pillar of the economy and plays a key role in driving sectorial competitiveness, business innovation, and wealth creation. In Africa and other emerging economies, MSME plays a crucial role in creating decent jobs and improving livelihoods. As we walk through the journey of transforming our MSME sectors and our economy at large, I am glad to note that KCB has been in the front line. For many years, we've been partners with our entrepreneurs, and we look forward to even bigger engagement in the near future as we transform their businesses and the economy at large. Last year, we rolled out a campaign dubbed Partner Kwa Ground. I believe you've seen it. This is to demonstrate our commitment to MSMEs and all the effort the bank is putting in place to support this sector. Beyond the campaign, we have enhanced our internal processes to ensure that you get the best services with quick turnaround times. We have, for example, ensured that all customer-facing teams across the branch network are trained on our MSME proposition, covering areas such as credit scoring, sustainability, women value proposition, and lending. Today, we are here to take stock and receive feedback from yourselves on what we can do to make banking with us more impactful, efficient, reliable, and affordable. This session is a testament that we are committed to walking the journey with our customers and enable you to not only survive, but thrive in these economic times. We will continue to host such engagement sessions to ensure we equip you, our customers, with the proper skills and tools to grow your business. I ask you to talk to us for all your financial and your non-financial needs, and we will endeavor to deliver and tailor-made solutions that speaks to your specific needs. As I close, ladies and gentlemen, the future of our economy solely depends on the hard work, dedications we all put in our businesses today to ensure our economy continues to thrive. Let us continue to be resilient and optimistic about the future as we remain committed to building our businesses' growth and help deliver on our contribution towards economic growth. At the end of this session, we will have a moment to take questions and any feedback that you may have. Enjoy the session. Allow me to now invite our group CEO to address us. Karibu, Bwana Russo. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, colleagues. A very good morning to everyone that has made to join us. A bit of key points I want to make as the team brings up the presentation. I've been the CEO for the last 7 or so months, and I must thank every single person for the support that I've received. Since I took over. I know we have our own customers, Anastasia, but we also have friends and potential customers for KCB. It's a beginning, so I'll attempt to make an address that is all inclusive. So really thank you for finding time to join us and truly appreciate. I want to just appreciate the diversity and the uniqueness of MSME customers. They are diverse, but each MSME customer is unique. That's the difference. You can go and build a scorecard for corporates. You can try and tweak that. My take is you always have to find a unique scorecard for every MSME customer. They could operate from the same environment, the same locality, but they're not the same. And I just want to reaffirm that as KCB, we will continue to make sure that differentiation and acknowledgement of that diversity reflects in the way we engage our customers. But I think it's also very important for me to say, as we work out on the value propositions and how we try and support MSME customers. That MSME customers, I know we've used the word the engine for this economy, but I think they keep us going as a country. And I look forward to when we will have MSME conversation Zoom for all the markets that we operate in. Today we're speaking about Kenya. And they drive our growth as a nation, and they drive our own sustainability. And therefore, for individual staff, and this is the message for my own staff, while an MSME customer is hustling for themselves, they're also hustling for the nation and hustling for all of us. And they determine, the future. They create jobs, and they keep lives going in the areas they operate in. So it's a mindset and a shift that I'm challenging my team. The other point that I wanted to make, and Anastasia has touched on it, if we want to deliver for the MSME setup, then we must internalize customer obsession. And there's a reason why I'm using the word obsession. It is obsession is being deeply connected, deeply consumed, deeply interested about a customer. It is investing all that you have to understand and to solution for that customer. So it's a big commitment for KCB to talk about customer obsession. And I drive, I drive and I champion it personally because I believe in it. And therefore, it is about having conversations with customers, understanding them as unique individuals and entities, and finding solutions that work for them, not a fallacy of generalization. So I thought I'd start off from a personal commitment about what we want to do and how we need to change the conversations with the MSME customers. And I stand as a CEO to be challenged around it. Just on the screen, you'll say a little bit about KCB, a wide regional footprint. We do have, over 30 million customers. We've just brought in on board, we've gone into DRC, trading as Trust Merchant Bank, TMB, with 85% acquisition of TMB in DRC, 110 branches in DRC. So KCB today is in every market location in DRC. We have huge ambitions in Tanzania because we believe in the regional trade and regional bloc. We have a rep office in Ethiopia. The law is changing, and once the law changes, we should be in good space. We are the #1 bank in South Sudan. We've made great strides in Uganda. We continue to push. I see questions as they come live. DRC's Democratic Republic of Congo. We have customers, Kenya customers that are huge, KCB customers that are huge in DRC, and that has been an amazing journey with them in the last 2 months since we went into DRC. Kenya continues to be a priority for us. We run 2 entities in Kenya. As banks, we run KCB Kenya, which is why we're having this conversation, but we also have National Bank of Kenya. That I'll have a conversation about National Bank of Kenya separately. Let me stick this to KCB Kenya. But the 2 brands don't compete. The 2 brands, complement each other in the market and should be offering similar solutions. Just move to the next stage. I think, as I said earlier on, I'm teeing up some certain conversations and then take challenges and opportunity for a different proposition. Around the global economy, a lot of pressure and challenge, and we feel it on the ground with our customers. There have been disruption in oil and gas flows. We have tightening financial conditions. COVID comes in and goes. We did have pressure on COVID restrictions in China, but I think what is real today that we can no longer leave it to other parties is the weather conditions and the climate change. What we experience and the heat, even for those of us in Nairobi, the last few days and what we felt. And as we look out, I bet everybody on this call, hopes and prays for rain in March and April, because we do need it. We do need that for our own selves. We saw inflation, ticking up for most of economies. I think we were in a space where many people never thought that the Russia-Ukraine war has impact on many of us as we operate in different corners in the country. But we come to realize how what we were taught as global village comes into a reality. Interest rates continue to grow. And I know that SMEs are very, very sensitive on interest rates. Anastasia, we've discussed this as a leadership team. How much can you charge customers? You have to understand the business models and be realistic about how they can be sustainable. So there needs to be, and you can see I'll stay on the business meanings of those numbers. There needs to be a lot more collaboration between MSME clients and banks to make sure that the value propositions are sustainable and we continue to build them. Let's move to the next. The core economies, you can see what happens, what happened over that period. The bigger economies are coming under pressure. I'm sure, like you and me, you've seen, people projecting about recession in the US, pressures about US defaulting. For those of us who read, and I know all of us do read, those have implications on us. They have implications on where they will deploy their funds and investors will deploy their funds. But I have a different way of putting it to people. When you see what is happening, even as a tragic incident like Turkey and what you've seen in Syria, it takes focus to try and support those emergencies, and rightly so. But you will understand that it takes money from a certain priority or something that was being delivered to support that. And therefore, you will have to readjust in many ways to find ways to sustain ourselves. And the more reason at the end of the day, we need to have these conversations about supporting MSMEs to fill in and step into that gap. I think we've had conversations in the past. How many big corporates come through, Anastasia? And therefore, we have to think about how do we build future corporates, and future corporates will only come through MSMEs. But we need to move it from a conversation to action. We need to move it from into a relationship-based, partnership, building from the lower level at branch level and building that up. We need to be very, very good at making decisions. Because of the pace and the nature of change, any single day you lose without making a decision for an SME is extremely costly. And you know what, and I must challenge my people. Everybody says they have a side hustle. And if that is true, if all bankers are running certain side hustles, then it means you are a part of the MSMEs. And therefore, you should be able to understand how to run your kiosk. And you don't, if your milk is going to expire tomorrow, if you're running a kiosk, you need to be able to make a decision on how to mitigate losses. And therefore, supporting MSMEs is going to be about decision making. It's going to be about taking a bet and a call and turning it around quickly. That's the difference. And I think we complicate things a lot. If a fellow wants to buy a watermelon and they know how to cut it into slices and they know how to sell those slices, and at the end of the day make more money. There's only X time they must buy that watermelon and be at the point when it is needed and be able to sell it, to be able to repay. So if you make your own decisions to delay and you're evaluating and doing all your things, that customer will lose that opportunity. And my challenge to the team is to make sure that we get a lot more connected with our customers. We become courageous in the way we make decisions. And my commitment to the teams that have joined from KCB is that assurance is there. Speed of execution for customers. And therefore, even as inflation, and it's positive, we see inflation going to ease. But at the end of the day, if I don't do my core bit for an SME, it doesn't matter, right? And therefore, I think if we look at the numbers for Kenya, we've been resilient through COVID period. We've been resilient through droughts. And at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer in agriculture and manufacturing. I know services sector is at the core, but if you want to create employment, if you want to create a meaningful, transition, you want to support even SMEs and create bulk and then be able to run the distribution. Agriculture and manufacturing has to be at the core of what we support. We've seen growth in the services sector, as I said. But even as you are a CEO, you need to take a bet on certain areas. And I am a firm believer of agriculture and manufacturing. So don't get me wrong, for those that are in other sectors, I'm very clear that we support. But just because of the scale and the ripple effect, it's one of those elements that we need to support. I see, concerns about deceleration of growth, but I must say there's been a lot of collaboration between government, central banks in Kenya, regulator, and ourselves to try and make sure that the environment, remains, attractive for investments as well as for our people. But if we think that there will be increase in credit demand, we need to make sure that those credit terms are suitable for the different customers. And when I meet SMEs, they tell me two things. And some of you are on this call. They say, Paul, it is the speed to give me the support. I know what I want to do. I know when I need to do it. Please come through to me on time. That's the first one. They also say, make sure that your charges and your proposition are sustainable. I've not had a customer telling me, Paul, I don't need money, or I don't need a bank, or I don't need support. And I've said, come through to me when I need you so that I can deliver what I want to do. Sometimes we've been told as a bank, and I'll stick it to our bank, we've been told as a bank, we take our own time, take our own sweet time. So my challenge to our people has been, if you are not understanding, escalate it. We'll provide the support. Right? We will. And I must thank the team across the network. We've seen the performance of SME portfolio. Thanks, Naomi and the team. But I firmly believe we can do a lot more if it is truly the engine driving this economy, right? I will not be digressing to say, when we see the amount of consumption on Hustler Fund, which KCB is at the core of it does tell you of the demand that is out there, and therefore we must come through for those customers. personally, as I said, I see recovery in agriculture. We've seen, support to access inputs. At the end of the day, increasing productivity in the SME world, in the agriculture world, is going to be a very important part. Yeah, improving business environment, cushioning for high costs for MSMEs, working to design products that are suitable for the different categories and different individuals in MSME is going to be core for us. We've got obviously housing and settlement, working with our foundation to make sure that we improve skills, support low-cost housing, delivering affordable long-term finance, healthcare, investing in the infrastructure to support that. I think government has been very clear on digital superhighway. It then supports creative economy, broadband availability, digitization. That whole space, you are experts, and I need to stop so that I can answer questions. But we must also understand that we are part of the global village, right? For the same level of, of work, for the same level of production, we see a higher consumption of working capital, particularly for those that are dollar denominated. And therefore, there will be a lot of demand for dollars, but as well as there will be, just with the weakening shilling, for the same performance, for the same import, you've got to put a lot more. Yeah, I speak about unfavorable weather conditions. I see somebody just asked a question whether we can have insurance, and we do have insurance. But when I look at where I come from, and greetings for those who are dialing from Marsabit and northern Kenya, it's dire situation. The good thing about my brothers and sisters from the north is however much you go to school, you still keep large herds of cattle and camels, like myself. So we have to find a solution. We must find alternatives. Another conversation is, what alternatives do we have for livelihoods, particularly for the north? And as climate change continues to bite, the person that asked the question about insurance, I think we need to have conversations about alternatives. We do have solutions for insurance, but I think we also need to have conversations about alternatives. I think there is skilled access to finance. I thank this team for availing finance for the product propositions that have come through, but I think we can do a lot more. We can find unique ways to support different customers. How do we make products like KCB M-Pesa be meaningful to MSMEs? And, it's doable. I know we have Anastasia automating lending to MSMEs. We need to get those products out to market faster than we've done. I asked my team whether I should actually try and wade into the tax manenos. I don't think it's the right time for people to make comments around it, for those of us in corporate. But the truth is, a lot needs to be formalized. And once you start formalizing as MSMEs, you need to make sure that you are compliant. And our teams should be able to support you on that. I think we thought that Russia-Ukraine war, if you ask me as a person, even when it came up, I thought it will end up quickly. We are where we are today. And we need to watch the bigger economies of US and Europe. and the whole of those relationships with China. That continues to be something to observe. Overall, I personally believe there are more opportunities for MSMEs. I had a chance to be part of a delegation by coincidence of a team that was going to DRC. Some of you might be on this call. Opportunities are massive, particularly in the region. The question is, how do we support, whether it's production or support customers to create bigger markets? And coincidentally, Waweru, you've just written. It's exactly what I was saying. We need to create space. And I'm glad we've had the engagements with the current government. We need to create space for our customers, for our MSMEs, for our corporate customers to have markets just outside of Kenya. So I agree with you, Waweru. We need to work and say, where are those markets? Is it in Uganda for somebody? We have the challenges in South Sudan, but is it in DRC today? And how do we work with you to be able to do that? And I must say, I've seen, customers that we've engaged since we acquired the bank in DRC, and they're doing businesses in DRC. And therefore, the reason why I put up the original slide about talking about KCB and the markets that we operate in is so that we can have conversations at your level to say, where are the other markets and options for yourselves? And Naomi, I think it's about how do we create experiences for these customers? How do we get customers to go and engage with customers in DRC? Whether working with the Chamber of Commerce or just doing it ourselves through our teams in DRC, for example. Even with the bigger challenges that we've seen in some of the cross-border issues, I still see that the most successful customers have diversified. Let me just pick steel customers. I've still seen steel customers with depressed and push in Kenya. They've done most of their businesses outside of the country. And Tanzania has been a very good market for them. So like they say, and I know people have tried to politicize quoting the Bible. Well, it's come, let's reason together. And that has to be the message for my team members. It's build relationship with customers, deeply understand their businesses, and let's look for solutions for them. As somebody has just noted, say Kenya is cutthroat. We understand, but Kenya remains a key place, even for us as KCB. So I'll stop there. I think, Naomi, I've rambled on, but I would rather answer questions directly from customers. Hopefully I've tackled a little bit about the journey that KCB has had. In my period and in my term, it's about customer obsession, deeply connecting to the customer, finding a solution for them. And I've said to customers, if any staff of KCB isn't helping you, ask them for my number. Every single KCB staff has my number. If you're experiencing a challenge, ask for my number, send a WhatsApp message, send a message, I'll get back to you. It might take me 1 day or 2, depending on the schedule, but I can assure you we'll get back to you. It is how we have to completely change how we connect with customers. And hakuna kizungu mingi, there is no space for that. A customer has no time for Kiingereza mingi. So Naomi, let me send that back to you, and we can answer a few questions. If, as you prepare, Naomi, let me talk about the energy space. Yeah. And Clara, you said there is lack of financing for affordable financing. I can tell you we fund, and we need to have that conversation. if we can fund the biggest HFO plant in Juba, and we finance the largest solar plant, 26 megawatts, or supported in Juba, why would I be unable to fund in Kenya? I mean, so our people need, Naomi, our people need to deliver the correct message. It is the most sustainable. We can't talk about climate change and not be able to support green energy. It doesn't work, right? So Claire, you need to tell your relationship manager or your branch, go to them and say you are in a call today, and I have said we do, and we'll find a solution for you. I don't want to give you answers that are textbook. Tell the branch manager, whoever that is there, you are in a call and you quote me, and we'll find a solution. I mean, I'm one person who can be very critical. Sometimes it gets me in trouble, right? And I can be quoted. Why should Laisamis be running on generators in power? 365 days. But why? So we must find solutions. Individual solutions, those that you can scale up for different setups, right? A few areas, Naomi, right? And then somebody can wake up and dream about a bigger area to cover. It is important for us to have these honest conversations. We're not going to move the needle on this country if we don't have honest conversations to support customers. Look, it's a customer that has an idea. It's a customer that wants to move, something meaningful. A banker is lucky to be in a position to support that customer to deliver that solution. So banking is privileged to serve. We are lucky to have the positions we serve. Obviously, I will say to the customer, if I support you, please keep your promise, because then it's a deposit money that I need also to give somebody else to support. Granted. One or two customers, things will go haywire. Yeah? But that does not mean that all SMEs will go haywire. Right? If you've got to think about, and I know Anastasia must be saying, Paul, I think now you're getting to preaching. That is my role. A customer has seen an opportunity. The bank is there. I am the one that is lucky today to be in the position to mediate between the bank and the customer. It's a position of privilege. And I am in a position to be able to say to the customer, what you're trying to do will get you into more trouble. How about if you do it this way? That's my role. And I think if we change that as Kenyans, sorry, I swing into that point. If we switch it in that way as Kenyans, together we will grow this country. Together we'll transform this country. It's about having conversation from the known to unknown. How do I support you from where you are to where you're bringing in expertise? That's the difference. So I've handed it back to you, Naomi, several times. Let me hand it back to you now, and take a few questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Captain, for those words. So I'll just go quickly through some of the questions that are coming up so that we can have some responses. I just want to appreciate every one of you who has put a comment on the chat and a question. We will try to answer as many questions as we can. So I'll start with two questions that are coming up, one from Samson Opondo, and I will ask Anastasia to take this question. What is the unique offering for KCB financing techpreneurs in Kenya? That's one question. What is unique about KCB financing techpreneurs in Kenya? And the second question is, does KCB give SMEs account managers? Sorry, that has gone. Sorry, that one has dropped. Does KCB help SMEs get seasoned financial planners when seeking loans? Does KCB help MSMEs to get seasoned financial planners when seeking loans? So those will be taken by Anastasia. And then there'll be one other question to be taken by another question to be taken by Anastasia that has come on text. Is it true that you have zeroized charges on KCB Vuma? So you can take those three questions, Anastasia, and then we can pick it up from there.
Thank you so much, esteemed customers. Thank you so much, Captain, for being candid and making banking very, very practical. Allow me start by saying, as KCB, we do offer both financials and non-financial solutions. Under the non-financial solutions, that is where we link you up in case you have a unique non-financial request. We link you up with our partners to be able to support you. So for our customers, we do not only offer the financial solutions, that's transactions, facilities, but we also do offer advisory services. We have our KCB Asset. It was just changed the other day from KCB Capital to Asset. So in case you have any of non-financial requests, kindly speak to us through our branch network so that we can link you up with the expertise. The second question is that unique offering for SME techpreneurs, and I will request actually our captain to speak a bit about that because I know he's been very passionate about techpreneurs. And then finally, have we zero rated Vuma? Yes, Vuma, in case you receive or you transact using Vuma, we have zero rated the services. My customers, I know there's one challenge now when it comes to KENYAN in terms of service fee, and that is the leg now that we are working on, so that when you are transacting, it's zero rated. KENYAN, it's not counted as one of the items that we are charging. So that's the leg that we will be closing by end of this month. But zero rating transaction in Vuma, we have zero rated that. Those were the three questions. Naomi, I escalated the one for technopreneurs to our captain because he's been in those engagement and he can actually give an in-depth analysis and our partnership under techpreneurs. Paul, over to you.
Yeah, I think, thank you, Anastasia. And maybe we should be having a lot more of these calls because maybe we've assumed, we are aligned, we are pushing. I am a strong advocate of funding the idea based on cash flows, based on future cash flows. I think if we are going to fund based on past cash flows, everything based on past cash flows, then we will struggle with innovation. We will struggle with bringing new ideas, new industries, new opportunities. And that's why I started off by saying every single MSME customer is unique, is different. Even when they are running, let me be pedantic, even if they are running M-Pesa shops or agents themselves, they're very different. Different because of so many things. The first one is the person that is behind it is unique. The second bit is an M-Pesa agent that is in River Road versus one that is on Biashara Street is different. Location. But most importantly, their clientele is different. The customers are different. Their customer behaviors are different. but they are doing the same thing. They are branded the same in the same section or sector, whatever subsector that we use. And the moment we appreciate that, then we get into the space of solution. And it's a different way of looking at things. And I granted, I think we've changed a few things in the last 7 months, and we'll change a lot because it requires a software change. But it also requires that people on the ground, when they don't understand it, they're willing to escalate and bring it forward. So it's a long way, Anastasia, to answer, and a different approach to answer. There must be solutions. KCB is 126 years in this country. The resources that we have, Anastasia, the many years you've served in this bank, Naomi, the experience you brought from Barclays and the experience you built in the many years you've worked here. Same for you, Molu. A combination of those brains should be able to find a solution for a customer. And let's also remember, a customer is not coming to, as we say, for. They have an idea, they have a solution, they have a thinking. What they're asking is, let's co-create a shared understanding, a solution that you can finance. Right? And I see people asking, Paul, why don't you lend on mobile your risk appetite? We lend 10 million, Anastasia, isn't it? 10 million unsecured. We do. But it means there is a customer somewhere who knows, but there is another customer somewhere who doesn't know. That's the message I'm getting here. Right? And I don't know whether there's a customer from, and I use examples. Maybe I was drilled in Barclays in my 10 plus years that I worked in Barclays. Back up your discussion with examples. People remember that. Then there's a narrow customer. That customer will remain unnamed. Who escalated? How they got my number, I don't know. It's 2 days ago, Anastasia, you know it. Their issue was resolved in less than 12 hours. I'm not saying that is what I want to build and the direction I want to build. But I want to say to the customers here, and that's why I posted my number. That number belongs to the bank. It is not my number. Let me just be very clear. It's not my number. The day I leave here, I'm lucky if the bank gives it to me. We sit here to execute for the customer. I might not give you what you want, but I can assure you, I will listen, we will find some solution, and if we don't do it, we have a shared understanding why we don't do it. Let me be. So I'm not saying here you'll get everything. Banking is relationship-based, is individual-based. It is engineered to solution for a customer. Yeah, and you'll hear, maybe this is the only time Northern Kenya guys get some space, but I'm proud. But I can't say this is the solution for Mandera people. No, it doesn't work like that. There's a solution for a Mandera customer. There's a solution for a Takaba customer. Some of them look the same, a number of them are different. And it's different from the trader in Moyale. Yet for a person sitting in Nairobi, sisi wote ni waria wa kutoka huko juu. It doesn't work like that. And therefore, a solution for a customer in Sondu, and a solution for a customer in Kajiado, they're very different. The only way you can solution it is by deeply being obsessed and understanding that customer and taking a call. And I've seen the messages. There's somebody who said there's some fellows, big boys in head office called analysts. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, it is. Feedback is a breakfast of champions. And the tail does not wag the dog. It's the dog that wags the tail. So we're also going through a transformation. Our purpose, our new purpose, which we rolled out in December, is for people for better. People means myself as an individual, my staff, my customers, shareholders, regulators, everything that I do must leave those people better. So you can see the conversation I was having all around, I didn't disclose. It's around for people for better, doing what needs to be done. Whether it's for my staff or for my customer, delivering that and making them better. So Anasazi, I've had a long way to answer you, but it means our branches cannot decide wao wanajua kulend tu check off, wanajua tu kulend alafu wanasahau ya kwamba watu wanataka kuweka sola, wanasahau ya kwamba Anasazi, watu wanataka kuweka biodigesters. Instead of people paying for an exhauster every month, they want to change their septic tanks to biodigester. You can use the money the person uses for exhauster as replacement for the person to do a biodigester. It's more sustainable, right? Na watu wangu watasema, Paul, sasa umeanza kusema hata tunalend. Yes, because I'm solutioning for a customer. There are customers who I speak to SME customers. Mvua ikinyesha, an SME customer is stressed because of their home. It's my business to try and resolve for you. So sorry for being pedantic, Anastasia, but that is exactly the level of conversation that I want our people to have. Back to you, Naomi.
Thank you. Thank you very much for those responses. There are quite a number of questions around the youth and how we are supporting young entrepreneurs. Thank you, Wanja Gitambo, for saying KCB Club, you should engage with upcoming entrepreneurs. Thank you for that comment. And so there's a number of questions around how do we support the youth? How are we supporting startups? And what are we doing about their lack of collateral? So for that one, I will ask Zach to take that question.
Right, thank you, Naomi. For our customers, we have products for startups under a product we call Tujiajiri product, where customers who have gone through some training come to the bank. We look at their plans, look at the projection in terms of the growth in their businesses, what they are going to earn going forward, and we are able to get an amount that we can actually advance to these customers. These customers, most of the times, because they are young and they may not be having collateral, is actually unsecured product that we advance to them. Secondly, under other products like our Biashara product, we advance unsecured facilities. We come to your business because most of our customers may not be having proper records. We go through your sales and look at what you're making per day, per week, per month, and we are able to determine the amount that you can repay comfortably. So we have products that we can actually advance to our customers. Once our customers again use their accounts, we are able to pre-score them and give them limits depending on the usage of their accounts. So that is for the group of customers now who have continued with their businesses. They have reached a certain level and they are able to use their accounts regularly, and we are able then to pre-score them and give them limits so that we make it easy for them to access facilities. So I just want to put it that under Tujiajiri program or under Tujiajiri product, we have a product for startups, and we have also unsecured products, a number of unsecured products actually for different levels of customers. Thank you, Naomi.
Asante sana, Zach. I hope you can all hear. We are having some network challenges, but I believe we are still together. So a lot of comments coming up, a lot of kind words. Thank you so much. Jay Waweru, KCB has grown me and my business. Asante sana. Thank you for all the kind words to the CEO. Thank you, Paul Russo, Group CEO, and entire KCB for the candid conversations. Remain available as opportunities for money demands is high. So Dr. Stanley, thank you very much for that comment. Another list of questions coming up that has taken up quite a bit is around agriculture. There are questions about, do we give loans to the agri sector? What can we do to increase availability to the agri export communities? And so I will ask Michael Kongo, Acting Retail Director, to take the question on agribusiness. Do we fund agriculture, and what are the options?
Thanks so much, Naomi. Good morning. Yeah, actually, thanks so much, customers, for asking that question. Clearly, as even from our CEO message and discussion, agriculture is very key for us as a bank. We do really support this. Again, we can't have sustainable business without looking at the source of food and what we really need. So, yeah.
Naomi, you're breaking a lot.
Anastasia, can you hear me? Naomi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kongo.
Yes, we can hear you, Kongo.
Okay. Yeah.
Kongo, go ahead. You can hear you.
Okay. Thanks. So yes, clearly our customer agriculture is a key line for us, and we do this across board. We cut across in all segments, in all levels of our customers, from the low level customers up to the high level of which you can be able to do this. We support agriculture. You have agriculture financing, which goes even up to 250 million. And even above that, we are able also to support again, even above that. We do it even through our corporate banking. So yes, we do finance the agriculture. We also not only finance in terms of agriculture, we also look at where you need the assets that support agriculture. So we have asset-based finance, which we really work around it to support agriculture for both the input, including even farm inputs, and so yes, we give finance for asset-based agriculture. I saw another question, Naomi, which talk about, do we even participate in insurance? Yes, we also do support, and we have product for agriculture, for insuring agriculture. We do both crop protection. We have a solution that support crop protection. We have also solution and financing and insuring animal protection also. We do
yes,
this.
Kungu, we can hear you. Proceed.
Yeah, we know this truly affect, especially due to weather, erratic of weather. So yeah, so we have insurance that's able to cut across and be able to do this. So to answer that question, we do support agriculture in all levels. We also do support agriculture not only in one crop area. We do it depending on where you are. We support it even if you look at from fishery, from tea, from animals, even from scissors, even from wheat, and all those that you have been able to do. We really have financing for that, all the way up to 250 and even above that, and also in terms of insurance. Naomi, I saw another question of the same for agriculture, where it was asked by Charles, talking about, yes, he is a youth. Do we support agriculture when he's a youth who have no banking history, and what can we be able to do that? And yes, thanks so much, Charles, for asking that question. interested in agriculture and startup of agriculture, yes, you can be. We do that, and we work together with that. We have various areas that we need to be able to check on that. And as our CEO talk about, we have product events which can be able to support you. Come with the initiative, and we do this mainly even in business and also even in our area of foundation, whereby we work with to GRGD program to ensure that we are able to support this. So I would like to encourage you, even you, Charles, just walk into the nearest branch and we'll be able to offer you solution towards that. Thanks so much, Naomi.
I think Kungu, I just want to say, Naomi, Naomi, if you allow me on that last one, yeah? Sorry. Naomi?
Yes, go ahead, Captain.
Just allow me to say, and I think, because I think we have a few of our staff also on call, but we are here, Kungu and, Naomi and Zachary, as well as Anastasia. We need to create a direct link between these individuals and foundation, right? Because that question from the youth to be funded to support, to start as a startup of agriculture is directly and is supported by our foundation, isn't it, Kung? So we need to have a conversation where our branches, also connect, individuals with these ideas to the foundation, right, Anastasia? Maybe you can comment, Anastasia, but it's a core message that we have to take from here to our branch managers. Yeah, if you don't have a risk appetite for a startup in agriculture, the foundation is there, right, Anastasia? Or am I preaching my own things?
Yes, Paul. Yes, I can confirm that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to assure the customers, it's either through the bank or through the foundation, and that's why I'm a firm believer on agriculture, because we can do it from a profit, but we can also do it for a sustainability and a foundation front. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Captain, for chiming in, and just for that reassurance that we also have the KCB Foundation to support startups and the young people. Asanteni sana. Moving on to some questions around the recently launched Women Fund. There seems to be hurdles that are in the application process, and also why is it taking so long to get this loan? So Anastasia, I don't know if you can hear me, if you can take this call on Flame, this question on Flame and the women proposition. Anastasia, I know we are having some challenges.
Naomi,
can you hear me?
know. Yeah, I can hear you. Maybe there's a challenge with Anastasia network. So yeah, maybe I can be able to take it up.
You can take the call. You can take the question. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Naomi, and thanks so much, our customer. Yes, clearly, customer, we found that the strength of our business is that we have to look at it in a couple of diversity. And one of the areas that as a bank we are very key focus on is ensuring that we support our women-led businesses and all enterprises. So we do that. We launch it. We really launched it last year because we have been able to be having it across board, and we are really encouraging each and every woman who have an enterprise and even who have a startup just to be able to get a conversation with us and be able to do this. We have all type of solution. We have packaged we are not driven by a price or by a product. We are driven by a solution, and this solution is trying to ensure that we are able to support all the women-led enterprises from all angles. From all angles, I mean from financial education, from supporting, ensuring we support them in their financial need, also even through the insurance program, whatever they need, insurance product that we have. So Naomi, clearly, yes, we really do that, and we support the women on our framework proposition. And for me, what I would just want to encourage is that let's have the conversation. And we are even doing this because I know, and I can assure our customers, is that even we have seminars or webinars which will run across the year, which are just even targeted to our women-led enterprises who are reading it, and we continue having this conversation. So Naomi, yes, I want to assure our customers that, and it is there very much alive, and we would like to encourage each and every customer so that we can be able to work together and be able to grow that. Thanks, Naomi.
Thank you, Kongo, for that response. So Grace Mbogwa and Patmam Baruch, if you could share with us your contact so that we can pick that up on the challenges you're facing. There was also a question on unsecured loans. Yes, we do offer unsecured loans. Also, if you ask that question for the construction industry, please give us your contact. We will get back to you on the construction sector, because we do have loans that support this particular sector. I just want to take another series of questions around Forex just before we bring this meeting to a close. And I would request, Captain, if you could just comment on our Forex policy. The comments are our rates are not good, and that's the reason customers take their money to either bureaus or to other banks. Captain?
I should actually push that to Anastasia, but is she back? Anastasia, you're back?
Anastasia, can you hear us?
I think she sits right across me. I think she has network issues. But allow me to just say it's feedback that we've taken. There should be, we shouldn't be experiencing that. I'll request customers to allow Anastasia and myself to pick up with our teams in Treasury and the network. So Naomi, that's some homework for me.
Thank you very much, Captain. Okay, thank you. So we will take up that comment on Forex and see how best we can support our customers who have to do Forex transactions. Thank you very much for the comments that keep coming. Thank you for just being very forthright, be very open with your feedback. There's a customer who had made a comment about Moranga branch. Please also share with us your contact so that we can understand the issue that you had raised around your loan and your title deed. Let us have a way of bringing that resolution in place. So please share with us your your contact so that we can get in touch with you. So we are bringing this meeting to a close, and I know we would like to continue having this engagement, but we do appreciate that you have a very busy schedule, and so we don't want to take up too much of your time. We want to get you back to your desks to build the nation. Remember, MSMEs are the engine driving the Kenyan economy, and we do appreciate every effort you make to drive this economy. So as I bring this meeting to a close, on behalf of KCB Bank, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all most sincerely for taking time off your busy schedules to join us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for the positive remarks. Thank you even for the feedback that we have received on what we need to change. We truly, truly appreciate every comment that has been shared today. I also want to thank the KCB team members who are on this call, all those who have worked tirelessly to make this webinar a success. Thank you, team, for your work that you have put in. I would also like to specifically appreciate our acting MD, KCB Kenya, Mrs. Anastasia Kimtai, and our group CEO, Mr. Paul Russo. Your insights and perspectives on this discussion have added tremendous value, and we appreciate the wealth of knowledge that you have shared with us today. So, our esteemed customers, I note that the theme of today's webinar, MSMEs, the engine driving the Kenyan economy, is particularly relevant and timely. And I would like to assure you that as KCB Bank, we are at the forefront to support MSMEs, to grow MSMEs from just being an MSME to the corporates of the future. And like the group captain said, KCB here is for people, for better. That is what our purpose is, and we will strive to ensure that we give you the support that you require. We remain your partner for ground. Remember that. So get in touch with us, talk to your branch manager, talk to us, and we will be able to unlock some of those issues that you have raised. So with that, I would want to bring this meeting to a close. Have a fruitful day, build the economy, and have a blessed year ahead.